All right, for math today, we are learning about what's called capacity. And so capacity has some customary units of measurement, just like with length. We learned that the customary units for length are inches, feet, yards, and miles. For capacity, we want to know how much does it take to fill up a certain object. And this is probably stuff that you have seen around your kitchen, around your house quite a bit. And so I would encourage you to kind of go through your refrigerator and look at different objects in there and see, okay, what type of capacity does this hold? So the types of capacity, the units of measurement that we're going to talk about first, the first one is a cup. And I'm sure many of you have used this for baking, for cooking. Your parents have probably used it quite a bit. So this is 1 cup. All right. And this is the next one we're going to talk about. This is a little over a pint. So this is basically 2 of these. So 2 cups will give you 1 pint. Okay, 2 cups will give you 1 pint. And now after the pint, we have a quart. Some of you probably have this in your house. This is a quart jar. A lot of people will can like tomatoes or corn or whatever it is that you might have in your cupboard. You can tell me what you have in your cupboard that might have a quart of something. A lot of times you'll see it, they'll do quarts of milk as well, if people want a smaller container. But this is a quart, and 2 of these equal 1 of these. Okay, so about 16 ounces here, 32 ounces here. So I don't know how I can do this very well, but cup, pint, quart. Okay, then this right here is your gallon. Now, most of you will have milk in a gallon like this. You might have water in a gallon like this. Paint comes in a gallon. So lots of things come in gallons. What I think is interesting is that this is a quart. And the reason it's called a quart is because it's a 1/4 or 1/4 of this. So a quart, you would need 4 of these in order to make 1 gallon. Okay, so hopefully you also watched the Brain Pop video, because that kind of gave you a good idea of different measurements and how they go in together. But what we're going to learn and what we want to basically go over is what would be, we're kind of estimating, like, what would you use to fill a bathtub? Would you use a cup to fill a bathtub? Well, probably not. That would take a really long time. So let me share my screen with you, and then you can take a look at your book. Hopefully you have your book handy. You're going to be doing this for your assignment today. But what I want you to learn is I want you to become familiar with the different units of measurement that we're talking about. Okay, so I want it to be like you would be able to say, oh, I need 2 cups of milk for this recipe, and you could kind of see what that would look like in your head. All right, so let's go through this. What customary units describe how much a container holds? The capacity of a container is the volume of a container measured in liquid units. What is the capacity of this pail? So the pail right here, wonder what it would hold. Would you look at that? Would you say, oh, it probably holds so many cups, so many pints, so many gallons? What do you think? So what I want you to be able to see is what's the best unit of measurement to estimate something like that. So cups, pints, quarts, and gallons are customary units of capacity. So it says choose an appropriate unit and estimate. The cup, pint, and quart are too small. So we would say in order to measure that pail, this would be too small, this would be too small, and this would be too small. However, if we were to take our gallon jug we would be able to see that the pail looks like it will hold more than 1 gallon, okay? And then you could fill the gallon, or you could fill the pail to see how many times you used the gallon. It says measure the capacity of the pail. So count how many times you can fill a gallon container and empty it into the pail. The pail holds about 2 gallons. So you guys could do this at home. You could take a gallon jug and you could say, oh, I wonder how many times I could fill my pail at home. Maybe you have a bucket at home that's kind of big, and you could look at it with your gallon and you could say, oh, I estimate that it would hold 4 gallons or maybe 5 gallons. There are several people who have 5-gallon buckets in their home. I have a 5-gallon bucket in my home. I use it to mop my floor. So you can just kind of look around your house and see. It's kind of fun that you're at home because it really feels better to be able to do this hands-on and to take a peek at some of the things that you have. You know what I did was I just went through my refrigerator and I just kind of rated my refrigerator and said, I need something that has a pint. I need something that has a quart. Oh, here's another pint. So a pint is the water bottle, right? It's just a tiny bit over a pint, but this coffee creamer is exactly 1 pint. It has 16 ounces. It's 2 of these cups. 2 of these equal 1 of these. So that's another pint that I had. So see how many pints you have. See how many quarts you have. See how many gallons. See how many things that you have in your fridge that might even hold just a cup. Maybe there's something small in there that holds just a cup. Okay, so for guided practice today, it says for 1 and 2, choose the better estimate for each. Okay, so look at the bowl. Would you say that that bowl, we would estimate it with cups, or would we estimate it with quarts? Well, that bowl looks kind of small to me. I would say I would estimate that with a cup. So we're looking at like maybe a cereal bowl. So take a cereal bowl, you guys, and take a cup and see how many times you can fill your cup up to put it inside the cereal bowl. How many times did it take? How many cups are in your cereal bowl? Probably not something you've thought about before. Okay, then for number 2, 3 pints or 3 gallons. So we're looking at our pot. Would you say you would be able to fill it up 3 times with this water bottle? Or would you be able to fill it up 3 times with this gallon? Well, if you don't know, maybe go get a small, it looks like it's a small to medium-sized pot. Pause the video, go upstairs and check it out. Or go in your kitchen and check it out. See what you think. When I look at that, I say, well, 3 gallons is pretty big. It's going to fill that way too much, probably would overflow it. So I would say it would probably be 3 pints of water, okay? Okay, it says for number 3, why does it make sense to measure the pail above in gallons rather than cups? Why would that make more sense? Think about it. Well, cups are really small, so we would probably rather, it would take a lot less time. Could we measure the pail with cups? Yes. Would it take us a lot longer? Probably. So in order to be efficient, I would say let's measure it in pails, in gallons instead of cups. All right, so that's my answer for you. Number 4, find a container that you think holds about 1 gallon and another that holds about 1 cup. Then use measuring containers to see how well you estimated each capacity. So that's something you can do at home. Find something, don't measure it first, okay? Find something that you think is about a gallon, and then something that you think is about a cup. Then get a gallon jug and measure it. How close were you? Get a cup and measure it. How close were you? All right, so kind of fun. These are kind of hands-on fun things to do at home. I like that you're home that you can do this. So I'm going to assign the independent practice for you. I am going to have you do all of them. It's not a ton of work, okay? Just pretty quick and easy. It'll be in the classwork stream. So make sure you take a peek and fill out that Google Doc and get it completed today. All right, thanks guys.